Unless you've been living under a rock, it's no surprise the New York Jets should be adding a wide receiver this offseason. It's just a matter of if it's going to happen through the draft or through free agency. Well, one of our top playmakers, Breece Hall, has some thoughts, and he wants to bring Mike Evans to New York.
Jets, 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 Jets!
All right, gang, welcome in. Before we hop into the video, I want to thank the sponsor of the channel, SKG Tax. The New York Jets practice and play in New Jersey. This tax season, Jet fans may struggle with their state tax identity. If you are a fan and can't determine how to report your income, call JR the Tax Czar to address all your multi-state tax questions. Don't go on the road as a wildcard filer. Hire yourself a CPA and game plan to defend your home turf. JR, thank you so much for sponsoring the channel. Let's hop in to today's topic of the video, and that is Breece Hall wants to bring Mike Evans to New York. This is, one of those pictures say 1,000 words type things. So this all came from a screenshot, or not a screenshot, but it came from a post from Pro Football Focus Jets that shows the perfect signing or free agency fits or whatever. And Mike Evans with the Carolina Panthers and New York Jets. Obviously, this is a New York Jets thing. And then Breece Hall has the little peeky eye emoji up at the top there. So a picture says 1,000 words. Obviously, if they think Mike Evans is a good fit and Breece Hall's commenting on it, ipso facto, it means that Breece Hall would like to see Mike Evans here in New York. Now, I love Mike Evans. He is my #1 free agent target as far as wide receivers go. The issue is he actually going to shake free? That's the really big question here because the Bucs have a lot of stuff going on. Now, as far as the Bucs cap, they have $37.2 million of money to work with. Now that's before restructures, cap casualties, things like that. So that number will probably go up. As far as Mike Evans' market value is concerned, they're saying on Spot Track that his market value is going to be about $23.8 million. And this is where it kind of comes into play here. The franchise tag for wide receivers is only $21.6 million. So when you see a market value of 23.8 and the franchise tag is only 21.6, it stands to reason that the franchise tag is going to be in play for Mike Evans. Now, there was talks about him having a contract negotiation prior to last season. Those talks ended as soon as the regular season started, and then he went on to have 1,200, nearly 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns, had a great season with Baker Mayfield slinging him the rock. So it's going to be a question of, is he going to get that long-term deal, or is he going to get the franchise tag, or is he going to be allowed to walk in free agency? I think when you look at Mike Evans, he wanted to get that Cooper Kupp type deal, which was about 3 years, $80 million. That is a ton of money for Mike Evans. But I do think he can get a top-tier contract, and clearly, according to Spot Track, $23.8 million is his market value. Now, I really, really want Mike Evans in the worst way because his size profile is so different than anything that the Jets' current receivers have. You have Lazard, who's a little bit bigger body, but he's not that contested catch guy, the one that's legitimately a #1 wide receiver option. I think most of us thought we were bringing in Allen Lazard as a number 2-3 type wide receiver, or even a 3-4 type wide receiver, if you consider Corey Davis was supposed to be here and we were still poking around the Odell sort of situation. So there weren't massive plans for Allen Lazard other than trying to get Aaron Rodgers comfortable. So the New York Jets got to add a big-time wide receiver and someone who's 6'5" and consistently having 1,000-yard seasons, 10,000-yard seasons to start a career. This guy's going to waltz into the Hall of Fame. He has got a Super Bowl ring. This is absolutely huge. If the Jets can somehow attract Mike Evans to come to New York, it would be enormous. You have Garrett Wilson on one side, Mike Evans on the other side, Breece running out of the backfield with Conklin and Ruckert at the tight end position. Oh, come on. It's everything I want to see happen. Now, I do think that Mike Evans is ultimately going to be franchise tagged, so I don't think he's actually going to be available for the New York Jets, sadly, as it may be. I think it is a great fit, though. Now, as far as other wide receivers that I'd like to see, obviously, I really like Michael Pittman. I really like T. Higgins. I think both those guys are probably going to get franchise tagged. I've been saying for a while, Cortland Sutton, keep an eye on him, maybe as a trade potential partner. He's got the connection with Nathaniel Hackett. We did just get rid of our wide receivers coach, which was Sutton's wide receiver coach for 4 years or 5 years or whatever. So that connection's no longer there that I was hoping it would be. And then you have guys like Calvin Ridley, who Sauce Gardner's already come out and said he wants to play with Calvin Ridley. He wants to play with T. Higgins. Our young players are showing out and they're saying, we want to play with these guys. These are the ones we want to bring in here. We're showing our GM. We're showing our coaches. These are the players that are going to help us win. These are the players that we need on this roster. And I love that because right now the New York Jets don't seem like a very attractive landing spot. Head coach seemingly on the hot seat, very seemingly on the hot seat. GM on the hot seat. Rodgers 40-year-old coming off an Achilles injury, not the best, even though he's got all the accolades. Is he going to return to former MVP form or even just like above average quarterback form at this particular point in his career? And then you have the MetLife turf, you have the high income tax in New York and New Jersey. Like there's just a lot of issues that compound with the New York Jets trying to recruit free agents, let alone the article that came out about Robert Saleh and Nathaniel Hackett and all the chaos that's been going on behind the scenes. There's a lot of things that are working against the Jets in terms of free agent signings, and the players coming out and saying they want to play with these particular players, Sauce, Garrett, I don't know if Garrett said anything, but Sauce and Breece already saying it. I really like that. I think it's going to take our stars to recruit other stars to this team because we have not been the most dollar-friendly regime since Joe Douglas has taken over. We kind of want our guys for that particular price, and we are not willing to move outside of that. So if we can recruit, whether it's through our young studs or through Aaron Rodgers recruiting people here actively, I'm all about it. I want to get Mike Evans here. If you can do it, make it happen, Joe Douglas. Breece Hall knows where it's at. Boys and girls, let me know your thoughts of Mike Evans down below in the comment section. Do you think it's something that could actually happen? Are there other players that you would like to see the New York Jets go out and sign? Let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, go Jets.
J-E-T!